What is going on, my fellow Jedi and Padawans? Welcome back to another Jedi gaming video. We are moving on to our second weapon of Weapon Week right here for Season of the Wish with another reprised Undying weapon in the Optative hand cannon, which is a 180 RPM void. So not the meta at the moment, but it has some very good perks in my opinion for that PvE realm specifically, just because 180s definitely don't compete that well in the Crucible, but it has its place, especially this season, with that unstoppable and the void synergy that this thing can have. Now, before we get into the god roll for PvE, PvP, we're going to go over Nano-Munitions, which is our origin trait for these Undying weapons. Being near allies slowly builds up a partial emergency ammo refill for the next time this weapon runs out of ammo. Emergency ammo amount increases with the time spent near those allies, so this is a very good perk for both PvP and PvE. Unlike some of the other origin ones that definitely are for one or the other, this has a place in both realms. First off, right here for the PvE realm, I'm going with the rapid fire range on this so we can keep that big old 180 competing in that PvE content at a little bit farther range, just because its stability, reload, bounce, everything like that is going to feel very crispy as a 180 hand cannon. So in the first column, that's why we're using hammer forged rifling to give us that pure increase to range, giving us a 54 in range with 62 in stability, with a nice juicy 65 in that reload. Now again, in the second column for me, tactical mag, usually what I go with the options of appended or extended as your backups. Appended would be my second option. It'll give you 14 in the mag for this instead of 13, but it'll give you a little bit of decrease in your stability as well as your reload. That's why I go with tactical in most of my PvE weapons, if that's an option for them. Moving on to the third column, my first option for this, these two kind of go hand in hand. The next one's a little bit less of a meta and more of a niche perk, but Demolitionist final blows with this weapon generate an improved amount of grenade energy. Activating your grenade ability reloads this weapon from reserves, so very good to pair with really any subclass, but definitely for the void side of this, because we can get volatile rounds on this with those defeats, get our grenade back, and just give us that nice little positive feedback loop of throwing a grenade, shooting to get volatile, and just repeat. Next off is Repulsor Brace, so defeating a void debuffed target grants an overshield that lasts an improved duration, so this helps when you have those volatile rounds on your weapon, as well as defeating weakened targets with grenades, etc., giving yourself a little overshield, but like I said, can be a little niche depending on if you want to use volatile rounds, or warlocks are really good with it because the child of the old gods and that void soul, but definitely would choose Demolitionist over this, but very good for that void synergy as well. So when we move on to the fourth column, for me, there's a couple that really work. Again, a very niche weapon inside of itself with the perks that it has on, but also very good when you get them all proccing together. We got Golden Tricorn. Final blows with this weapon grant bonus damage for an improved duration. While this is active, grenade and melee final blows of the same damage type greatly have increased damage for an improved duration, so that combo of demo with Golden Tricorn is very nice because we're getting that grenade back very quickly on the defeats, as well as the weapon getting more damage, and we can throw our grenade back to back. Like I said, that positive feedback loop. Next in that column is Wellspring. Final blows with this weapon generate an improved amount of ability energy. This energy is divided amongst your uncharged abilities, so in PvE, never hurts to have your abilities up as much as possible. So when you're getting those defeats, you're just getting your abilities back a little bit faster, so a very good option. Maybe not as much with this hand cannon since you're only getting a couple shots. Defeats with the 180, definitely better on something like a trace rifle, SMG, LMG, something like that, where you can get a lot of defeats at once. So that means for this, for the PvE realm, I think I'll give it a 3.5 out of 5. Nothing too special, like I said, especially since it's a 180. Not the best meta that we have, no matter what, for hand cannons, but it does have some very good perks that pair together, like that demo and Golden Tricorn. Next off in the PvP category, definitely people not ready for the 180 to come up, especially when you get in that mid-range. They're trying to hit you with a 120 or something like that. You're definitely going to melt them. So first off, we got that range in the masterwork, giving us a total of 69 the way that I have this built out. Since the stability on a 180 is super nice, I definitely went for as much range as possible. First column for our barrel, I went with full bore, so it gives us that crazy increase to range with a little decrease in stability and handling, but that range, like I said, is almost at 70 with this, so you can fight some of those 140s for sure at that mid-range and melt some of those 120s at a closer range than what they're used to. Second column, accurize rounds. Like always, you could go with steady if you wanted, but personally, accurize is easily my favorite perk for PvP in this column. Next off in the third column, we have two different perks that are really good. First off, we have Keep Away, significantly increases reload, range, and accuracy when no targets are in close proximity. So that allows this again to compete at an even farther range with those other hand cannons in the 140s and the 120s. Next off, we have Rapid Hit, which is also very good. Rapid Precision Hits gives us that increased stability and reload. Now, I know, like I said, stability, we juiced it super low because of our other perks to jack up the range, so Rapid Hit would compensate for that very well, in my personal opinion, and feels really good, but I do go with Keep Away on it because it is one of the best S-tier perks, in my personal opinion, for the PvP realm. Now, in my opinion, we got one option here for this fourth column inside of Kill Clip. Reloading after defeating target gives us that increased damage. So when you got some of the other perks to proc, since this thing already has a super fast reload, you can get that defeat, reload, and then just absolutely melt guardians because of that super fast shooting rate. While you got Keep Away, you got a crazy range on this, so it pairs very well with a 180 hand cannon. You could go with like dynamic sway, but the stability is already good in my personal opinion, so Kill Clip is definitely the way to go. PvP, still, I think I'm going to give it the same exact thing in my opinion, about a 3.5, maybe even lower, maybe a 3.3 out of 5 for the PvP realm, just because 120s and 140s definitely reign supreme in there, especially when you're going up against with something like pulse rifles, which a lot of people are using 140s, and 120s can compete, 180s really can't, but that's as close as you can get it with that Keep Away as well as Kill Clip. So hopefully y'all can craft this. Those 5 red borders from Ghost Riven over in the helm. Appreciate the support lately for this nice weapon week right here. We got a lot more to come. One-Eyed Jedi on all of my socials down in the description below. Also, just remember, you can subscribe, hit that bell if you would like, but don't have to. Keep up on the channel with the builds and weapon guides. So again, appreciate that support. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.